All right, stat nerds, listen up. We're not going to use your logic today to find out the best season of all time.
NBA history, who had the best individual season, and what year did it take place? What would your answer be?
Tatum 2023.
Luka 2023.
Season truly be great if a player doesn't lead their team to a championship? What about empty stats, or years where players put together incredible seasons but didn't walk away with the MVP?
He put Kawhi
Just
on the
many
screen
other
on
fans
empty
of the game,
stats.
I've
That's
always
crazy.
wondered who truly had the greatest season in NBA history. If we were to somehow add up all the things that a player did throughout a season, their impact and value, and condense all of it into one number, some sort of value or greatness score, then we could determine who had the best season of all time.
Uh-oh,
And so
not game
that's what I
score.
did.
All right, before we get into the rest of the video, I need predictions from both of us. Sage, what is your prediction? Just based off of who you think Jimmy is, how he does his videos, who do you think he's gonna choose?
All right, so Jimmy ain't going to have nobody. Jimmy's going to bait y'all. He not going to have nobody that didn't win a chip. So that's out. He's going off of stats, and he's probably going to go, boom, you needed all defensive team while also winning the championship. This isn't going to factor competition because it's stats. So I'm going to say Bron. It's so easy to assume, but Bron 2013 might get it. Who else had a crazy year? Off the dome. I ain't trying to look up numbers. Off the dome. Curry 2015 might get it.
15? Oh, because of the ring.
Cause 16 you lost. Damn. I really want to get this right. That's the only reason I'm taking so long. I really want to get this right. I would say if he does losers, Curry 2016 lock. If he does losers 2016 lock, he ain't gonna go with 2018, bro.
I'm going to go 2000 Shaq.
Ooh!
2000 Shaq or one of the Hakeem years. Simply off the fact that one of them, he won like MVP, DPOY, was definitely on the all-defensive team, and he won the ring. So we'll see. Let's see.
I was thinking too current. Yeah, there's one of that Jordan year too is crazy.
Yeah.
That Jordan year where he averaged like 33, fucking DPOY. Yeah, that year might get it. Okay.
Formula to decide who had the best individual season in NBA history.
Chris Paul.
And not only did I find that season,
Chris
but it was
Paul,
so
Russell
great that no
Westbrook.
other season comes even close.
Oh, God.
Oh no.
If Jokic wins, L video, bro. I'll say that right now. If Jokic wins, and don't make it seem like something is not like, yo, I see the greatness, but I swear to God, his stats are just like cheat codes for like any fucking debate, dog. You just can't beat Jokic in like any debate because of his like ridiculous stats.
So are you xenophobic? Is this what's happening? You're xenophobic now?
I just said don't make it seem.
I ain't know you xenophobic. I didn't know. Hey, look, that's fine. Look, so that's fine. I mean, we're a minority channel. You would think that wouldn't exist here, but that's fine. You know, yeah. Dragon Ball Z Universe is a great game. I love me some Captain Ginyu. You know, like but damn, man, I didn't know you were like that, Souls. I'm sorry, I didn't know. Damn.
How historic are these seasons really? Where do the individual performances of this
Definitely
season
not this
rank
guy.
among the greatest season performances
Yo.
in NBA history? Well,
2018
to this
KD,
question,
bro.
I had to create
That-
a basic formula that factors in everything a player
Melo!
does on an individual level throughout a season.
Melo!
But first, I had to determine what numbers and awards actually matter and which ones don't.
Scoring title, and that's the
Winning
greatest big
MVP
ever.
is the greatest individual award a player can win, but there have been countless amazing seasons in which players did not win the award. So we can't use this as a metric to measure how great an individual
Jokic
season
again?
really was. I
Oh,
also
okay.
had to exclude statistics that were heavily skewed by team performance, like win totals or even stats like offensive and defensive rating. We are, after all, looking for the best individual season. So after
Okay.
much deliberation, I narrowed down the criteria for the best season ever to these 9 factors.
Okay.
Points, rebounds, and assists. If a player was selected to an all-defensive
Oh, so
team,
rings
PRA.
don't matter.
Defensive player of the year,
PRA.
All right. Oh, I almost said a brand name. All right, bro, your parlay ain't gonna hit, dog. Nigga said, who can you bet the over every time? All right, bro. Bet the Luke over. What the fuck? But yo, Souls, rings don't count. I think we should change our answers.
Rings
I think
don't
rings
count.
I'm not seeing it here. There's no ring.
But All-Star Game MVP does? What are we doing, Jimmy?
I would like to change my answer to Wilt Chamberlain or James Harden. I would like one of those two instantly. 2019 James, please and thank you, please. Luka Doncic 2023 as well. Y'all have a great day. It's one of those three locked.
This is sus. This is sus. Wait, how is you leading the league in rebounds and being the All-Star Game MVP just as much as one All-Defensive Team selection? Just one?
The only way it's not Harden is if because he's giving up 20 points. Then it really might be Hakeem now, looking at this. But nah, I got Harden locked. I got Harden locked. I'm gonna stick with Harden. You can have Hakeem, bro. This answer completely different now. Shout out to Kobe, but Harden probably gonna have it.
Wait. I'm looking at it right now. He counts DPOY as one of them, but not MVP. Yeah, he counts all defensive teams, but not all NBA selections. I just feel like this is heavily like defense skewed. So yeah, I still like my guess of like Hakeem or Shaq, to be honest with you.
Yeah, actually, if I'm done trolling, nah, it's probably Hakeem. I'm looking at this, it's probably Hakeem. Defensive Player of the Year, PRA, defensive team, win shares, which I guess I just don't know what win shares are. But win shares, PER, but yeah, it gotta be Hakeem. Yeah, it's Hakeem. It's Hakeem.
They led the league in one of the three major statistics: player efficiency rating, win shares, box plus minus, value over replacement, and just to spice things up, All-Star Game MVP. The total number that a player achieves from these 9 metrics is their season score. The higher the score, the greater the season. And before we get started, I want to point out a few things. As I stated before, I did not factor in MVPs in this experiment because there's just been far too many incredible seasons where players were not crowned the most valuable player.
Agenda push.
Jordan clearly had the best season that year, but Magic Johnson won the MVP. Another thing to keep in mind here is that most statistics that are available today have only been around since 1975. So any great season that took place in the early 70s and 60s was excluded from this experiment. Which actually shouldn't even be a problem since a lot of NBA fans act like those seasons never even happened.
Yes!
Another major factor
Agenda
that
push,
I
Jimmy. I like
was
this.
Postseason success. And I know this will be a controversial decision, but in order to even make it deep into the playoffs, a great player still needs a solid supporting cast, or else he has no real shot to win it all. An obvious example of this is Nikola Jokic last season with the Nuggets. One of the best individual seasons of all time.
I really called it, so hold on. I'm sorry to do this again. I'm probably annoying chat. Hey, comment section, go crazy with the same shut up. It might be Jokic now. I'm not trolling. It might be Jokic now. I'm not trolling you. I'm dead serious. It might be Jokic now.
Oh my god.
All of that sounded like, oh shit, Nikola Jokic about to win this.
Low key, I might switch my answer to 2020 Giannis, bro. I might.
Yeah.
I might.
That's a serious
if DPOY is fucking 10 points, if all defensive team is another 10, which I don't know why it's the same scale, and All-Star Game MVP, was there an All-Star Game that year? I don't know. But 2020 Giannis might be in there. And also, if postseason success doesn't matter at all, yeah.
It might be 2019 Giannis. Now think about it. Which one did he lead in scoring? Or I don't think he ever led, but he was like damn close.
2020 was the year he won MVP and DPOY. I know that.
Despite what a player did or did not accomplish throughout a season, we are looking for the best season from a player who had the biggest impact on the court game after game. And after spending countless, mind-numbing, migraine-inducing hours searching through hundreds of seasons from any and every player who even had a shot at putting together
shout out to you for doing it. I give you that.
I have found the single greatest individual season in NBA
Get Chris
history.
Paul out of my
season that
Paul
was
Pierce,
so
dog.
good,
Paul Pierce.
by any other player comes even close. But I want to give some perspective on these season scores and what a good season looks like, what a great season looks like, and what an all-time season looks like. Back in 2018, LeBron James finished second.
So it's
in
not
MVP
2018 LeBron.
2018.
So it's not
seasons of his
2018.
career. In hindsight, some fans even believe he should have won the MVP that season. And according to our metric, that year LeBron James had a season score of 109.7. This is a great season by any standard, nearly an all-time season. But James Harden rightfully took home the MVP with a season score of 112.4. In 2015, Steph Curry won his first league MVP and put together one one of the most memorable seasons in recent NBA history. That year, his season score was 97.3.
Jesus.
In 2006,
Now show
Kobe
Harden's.
Bryant had
Now show
statistically
Harden's.
the best
I'm
season
about
of
to
his
say.
career and achieved a season score of 119.1.
Him.
And yet, Steve Nash won the MVP that season with a season score of
Him.
84.1.
That's because of your what?
Push.
Yo,
Push
this is
the agenda. Push the agenda. I ain't gonna lie, make Kobe the logo. Let's talk about it. I ain't gonna lie, make Kobe the logo. Make him the logo. Make him the logo. Who would be mad? Would you be mad? No. Make Kobe the logo. Make it happen.
This shit. All right, Jimmy. It's just that all defensive thing is just killing me, dog. Like, oh my god.
All defensive and DPOY being 20 points is crazy. Nah,
But these
that's
numbers are all relative. A season score of 20 is about league average. A score of about 45 is what you would find in a quality starter. A season score of about 65 is an all-star level season, and a season score of 85 is an all-NBA level season. And once a player gets into the triple digits, a season score of 100 or more, they are well on pace to earning an MVP. But even a score of 100 is nowhere near what a player must accomplish to even crack a top 50 season of all time. Because the 50th greatest individual season came from James Harden in 2018 when he piled up a season score of 112.4.
I also don't like this because of like the heavy lean towards PRA and like how that's not accounting for errors, but we keep pushing though.
Here's a chart of the top 50 individual seasons in NBA history according to our season score metric. The first 3 seasons to crack the top 50 all came from James Harden in just a 4-year span between 2017 and 2020. Michael Jordan was so good, so early in his career, that even his rookie season made the list as the 42nd best individual season of all time. Tracy McGrady put together his best season in 2003 with a season score of 115.3. Hakeem's 1994 campaign lands at the 35th spot of all time, and just above him you'll find Steph's unanimous MVP season in 2016. Nikola Jokic achieved a career high.
This is what I'm talking about, dog. If we're not taking into account postseason success at all, no one in their right mind would say Karl fucking Malone had a better season than 2016 Steph Curry. Kevin Wayne? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Who are you taking, chat? Kevin Durant in 2014 or Jordan in 97? Nah, this is tough.
A season score last season with a total of 120.3 points. The 23rd best individual season of all time.
Oh, 8 Bron?
Giannis
Is that
actually
much?
scored
What?
just slightly higher than Jokic did last season with a season score
Oh, 8
of
Bron clearing
120.9.
2018 is
Russell
wild.
Westbrook's MVP year is the 17th best individual season of all time and easily the best season of his career. Keep going up and we'll find the best seasons from some of the greatest players of all time. Dwayne Wade in 2009, KG in 2004, Kareem in 76. In 2020, Giannis put together one of the greatest seasons ever with a season score of 129.8.
Like I said, that was a good pick.
Behind LeBron's 2009 season, which turns out to be the best individual season of his career, where he earned a season score of 130.2. And after this mark, we enter
96?
the Michael Jordan zone, where it's a whole lot of MJ reeling off some of the best individual seasons of all time, year after year. And right at the top,
this is where the
three
defense
best
Okay, that's Shaq.
seasons of all time. David Robinson's criminally underrated 1994 season, Shaq's masterpiece in the 2000 NBA season, and Michael Jordan's 1989 season that earned him a season score of 137.7.
It can't be
Hold
Jokic,
up.
actually. It can't be
There's
Jokic.
one season missing here.
Luka.
Oh,
Fuck.
there it is.
Oh my
Michael
god.
Jordan's
Michael Jordan.
1988
Okay,
regular season,
okay.
widely regarded as the greatest of all time.
I was close with
And
the
that's
Shaq
because
one,
it
though.
is.
I was close.
With a season
I said
score
MJ
of
earlier, but I said like 10 names.
154.8. Jordan's 1988 campaign is the greatest individual season in NBA history.
I mean, I
And
guess.
it's not even remotely close. But
W
I
agenda
want to take
push.
a deeper look at these results because they reveal some interesting things about what we know and what we thought we knew. Some all-time legends that didn't even have a single season that made the top 50 list include Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Tim Duncan, Charles Barkley, Dirk Nowitzki, and many more.
Hey,
On the
I'm
other
just
hand, there
saying.
have been a handful of players that have had multiple seasons that cracked the top 50. These players include Michael Jordan with 11 top 50 seasons of all time. LeBron James
with a
5,
14-year career,
James
by the
Harden,
way.
Giannis
That shit is
Antetokounmpo,
crazy.
and David Robinson with 4 apiece. Kareem and Garnett with 3, and Hakeem, Kobe, Jokic, Shaq, and Chris Paul, all
Christopher.
with 2 top 50 seasons each. But the most interesting thing that these numbers reveal is that the second best individual season in NBA history didn't even earn an MVP. Michael Jordan's 1989 season ranks second all-time among season scores, and somehow he still finished second in MVP voting that season behind Magic Johnson, who earned a season score of 103.9. Still a great score, but nowhere near the season Michael had. And if you take a look at their numbers throughout that season, it's clear that a robbery took place here. Same thing happened in 1990 when Michael Jordan put up the 5th highest season score in NBA history and finished not second, but 3rd in MVP voting behind Magic Johnson and Charles Barkley. And again, the numbers are clear as day. This MVP should have gone to Michael.
That's how you know
It's not
defense
even
carried,
close.
though.
I mean, you know why. There's winning bias. You know why. There's winning bias every single year. Aside from like literally the last 3 years where Jokic has like really changed the MVP conversation in that regard, there has always been winning bias. So the reason why like Magic Johnson, let's just go back to that year. It was 1988, right? So in the 1988 season, the Lakers won 62 games and the Bulls won 50 games. Like, I understand, you know, you can have the belief that wins shouldn't play a factor, but the reality is, historically speaking, it does. And in this conversation, when you have Magic Johnson averaging 20, 12, and 6 with a 40-year-old Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and they're still winning 60 games, it's not that far-fetched, dog. I'm just saying, like, it's not that far-fetched.
Yeah. Defense thing is defensing because even the 90 season, I mean, granted, he still would have had 123 according to this, so fair enough. But it's really a 20-point gap when you factor that Magic doesn't have it and MJ does have it. So you're really looking at like they should be around 115-ish, 113. I'm not doing actual math, chat. Point is, defense is skewing it, and as Sol said, the winning narrative being out the window is kind of hard. And then when you look at this, it's like, oh yeah, it was a robbery. So it's tough.
Now, the idea that Michael Jordan and LeBron James should have probably won more MVPs throughout their careers becomes even more glaring through the lens of this season score metric. But of all the seasons that made an appearance on this list, only the 2009 season features 3 players who all put up top 50 seasons of all time. That year, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Paul all not only had historically great seasons, all 3 of them put up top 25 seasons in NBA history. As I spoke about before, in most seasons, a game score of 100 will give a player a real shot at winning the league MVP. CP3, D Wade, and LeBron all had season scores of over 120. But with this NBA season being flooded with all-time talent and incredible performances every single night, are there any players that are putting together seasons this year that would crack this all-time list? We'll have to make a couple estimations here because some stats within our metric like VORP and win shares are cumulative stats. But at their current
All-Star
pace,
Game MVP.
here are the projected season scores for the best players in the NBA.
Who's gonna win the All-Star Game MVP, bro? That's 5 points.
Luka, Jokic, Giannis, Embiid, and Tatum. And if a season score of 100 warrants a real shot at the MVP award, then there are currently six players who are all having an MVP caliber season. But in terms of cracking the top 50 list, only Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokic are on pace to making the cut. In fact, Luka is on pace to racking up a season score of 123.1, which would earn him the 15th best individual season of all time. Right
Reason
behind
number
LeBron's
78.
2013 season. And Nikola Jokic is on pace to having a season score of 116.4, which would land him at the 38th spot all time. And after gathering data from hundreds of seasons of dozens of players, I got to thinking about peaks. Who was the best when they were at their best? Some players have maybe 1 or 2 seasons that stand far above any other year they put together, like Tracy McGrady in 2003 or Russell Westbrook in 2017, while other players completely control the game on an individual level season after season. So here is a chart of NBA legends and the combined season scores of the best 5-year stretch of their career. For example, Isaiah Thomas's best 5-year stretch came between 1984 and 1988, where his total season scores
this is still going to be Jordan, dog.
379.
Yes,
It's
it's
still
gonna be
gonna be
Jordan.
good.
Lillard's run from
Jordan was
2017 to
1, 2, and
2021
4.
earned him a total of 438.9. Just above Magic Johnson and
Johnny
Moses
T.
Malone
Stockton.
is Karl Malone, who is the first player
Oh
on this
my
chart to
God,
top
get a left
500.
hand.
Above who?
Jokic is currently in his best 5-year stretch and has a total score of 508.8. But this number will jump much higher after this season, somewhere around the 540 range. Kobe, Hakeem, and Bird all had similarly great primes in the NBA, ranging from 514 to 518. Tim Duncan is sandwiched right between Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant. Our first big jump occurs with James Harden's run.
See, this is where the criteria gets stupid, dog. If we were gonna sit here and act like Russell Westbrook had a significantly better 4-year stretch than Steph Curry, we're just being silly at this point. No, we're being silly at this point, dog. We are being hella silly at this point.
Nah. What do you mean? What's wrong? Huh? What do you mean? Russell Westbrook in 2017, he averaged a triple-double 4 times.
All right, dog. All right. Jesus
4
Christ.
times. And on top of that, who you really should be talking about, if I'm gonna be a true Russ fan, is that scammer James Harden clearing Russ. That's the scam. That's the real scam. How is James Harden that much higher above Russell out of baby Westbrook? 5'3". You're talking about my man. See, I knew he was a hater. You're talking about Russell Westbrook being 1 point above Steph, but you don't want to talk about how James Harden clears all them other names. Crazy. All right, Russ, I got y'all, bro.
He's up by 15 points. What are we talking about?
Don't let him do this to
All right,
y'all, bro.
dog.
We know what
All
Benny
right.
Hannes do.
Between 2016 and 2020. And after these marks, we get into the very best individual runs in NBA history. Shaq in the early 2000s, a young Kareem, a mind-boggling 5-year individual stretch from David Robinson in the mid-90s, Giannis's current historic run dating back to 2018, and LeBron James at his absolute peak from
Who could it
2008
possibly
to
be?
2012. Just 5 points shy of cracking the 600 mark. Possibly the greatest individual prime of all time. Well, at least it would have been if Michael Jordan didn't
3,600
exist.
something?
Because from 1988 to 1992, MJ rattled off 5 of the top 16 individual seasons of all time. By far, the greatest stretch of seasons we've
God
ever
damn,
seen
he is still
from
moving
any
up.
player, earning him a
What the-
prime total score of 680.9, leaving him in a league of his own.
4-year
I
peak,
love this
Chad.
agenda play.
Hey, Chad, this the list right here. 4-year peak. This is the list to go off of.
Stat nerds, there's no debate. These are numbers. there's no debate. What are we talking about? There's no debate. These are the numbers. So by your logic, there you go.
Facts over feelings. Don't know what to tell you. Fucking snowflake.
Yeah, I did enjoy Jimbo. I just think your system isn't perfect, but it's fine. Hey, I'm not discrediting the work you did. Seriously, for every motherfucking thing be hating Jimmy, bravo. Because I'd have to take 5 years to do that video. So, you know what I'm saying? But, nah, I just think it's a bit skewed, bro. It doesn't factor winning, which obviously matters. It doesn't factor postseason, which I think the whole world would agree matters. And it definitely is heavy defense. The fact that 20, if not 25, I want to say, can be affected by defense alone is crazy.
Yeah, I agree with Sage. I'm never going to do a video where I need this type of editing. Like this right here, dog. Yeah, you got it, man. You got it. The production quality was there. And I ain't gonna lie, like all in all, it was still a good video. But like Sage said, I don't like the criteria, to be honest with you. It's just too flawed. Doesn't account for errors. Doesn't account. It's too PRA heavy. Don't know why like All-Star Game MVP isn't there. I know you said for the spice of it, but even I just don't know. I wouldn't. Like, I understand what you were going for, trying to come up with one metric to account for everything. But this video right here is exactly why you don't do that. That's why we don't look at just PER or just win shares per 48 or whatever the fuck it is, just MVPs to, like, determine how good a season is. But that's it, though. That's it. Shout out to Jimmy for the video. We'll catch you on the next one, man. Here's another video from Jimmy. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.